Hi, it's Marianne, the Frugal Chef. Let's make some chocolate sugar cookies. This recipe is amazingly easy. You're not even going to believe this, and they are so good. Let's make this, okay? These cookies are really easy, and this is why I love them. We're going to make everything in the food processor. I'm going to go ahead and add all my ingredients in here, all my dry ingredients. I'm going to process this for a little bit, and then I'm going to add the butter and the egg. I'm going to add a cup and a quarter of flour in here, 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa, 1½ cups of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So what I'm going to do is start the processor. I'll pulse this for about 4 or 5 times, then I'll start it completely, and I'm going to add 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of butter. So 1 1/4 stick of butter and 1 large egg. The butter is at room temperature. And once it forms a nice ball of dough, I'll come back and we'll scoop it onto our baking sheet. Make sure you preheat your oven. My oven is preheating at 375. And I'm sorry I can't show you this, but my cable's too short. So I'll come back when this is nice and formed. See you soon. I'm lining a baking sheet with some parchment paper. And I'm going to scoop out my dough and place it on this 2 inches apart from each other, because these are going to flatten and we don't want them to stick. So go ahead and do that. If you don't have an ice cream scoop, just use a tablespoon and spoon them down. I'm going to make these big because I want to make ice cream sandwiches out of them. So they're going to be, bigger than you would normally make a cookie. I want them as big as I can. Once you have them like this, go ahead and wet your hands and squish down your cookie. So go ahead and do that with all of your cookies. I'm gonna bake these for 9 minutes approximately. I'm gonna be turning around the pan, and now we'll come out and put them on a cooling rack. So I'll see you when these are cooked. Check these out. They're big, as I told you. We'll make some ice cream sandwiches tomorrow. I'm just gonna cool these down completely. I just wanna show you, they're still kind of soft. When you bring them out of the oven, they're gonna be kind of puffed up and they're going to flatten as soon as the air hits them. Don't worry about it, that's what you want. I'm gonna let them cool down a little bit on the baking sheet, and then I'm gonna put them on a cooling rack to cool completely. Be very careful when you take these off. Obviously these stuck a little bit. I'm gonna just, put a sharp knife on the edges here to separate them, but don't let them break when you take them off with your spatula. Be careful. So I'll see you when all of these are cooked. And here you go, my friends. I have 6 giant cookies. As I said, I'm gonna go ahead and make ice cream sandwiches from these tomorrow. I want them to cool down completely. Of course you can make these smaller if you would prefer. I told you 6. I have 6 giant sandwiches. There's 12 cookies from this one recipe. So if you want to make them smaller, you should probably get at least, 2½ dozen cookies. So I went ahead and made another recipe and actually used a cookie scoop for these. I want to show you, I got 3½ dozen cookies actually. And here they are cooked. So I made more because I wanted to make smaller ice cream sandwiches for the kids tomorrow. Those big ones are great, but they're too big for the little kids. Bon appetit, my friends from thefrugalchef.com. Come by and see us. We have all kinds of recipes that are not in video form. Eat well without going broke, and I will see you guys soon.